Welcome to the Wrestling Replay. I'm Kato, and today we're going to get into Monday Night Raw breakdown. But before we do, if you're new to my channel, what we like to do here is talk about the news and rumors in the wrestling world, discuss AEW and WWE televised shows, speak on current storylines, ones we like to see, and how we would like them to actually get there, alright? So let's go ahead and get into it. We are one day removed from the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, and a new WWE Heavyweight Champion has been crowned. That's right, Randy Orton is now on his 14th title run, but this could possibly be his most challenging run of them all. That was made ever so clear Monday night when Orton found himself stuck between choosing a fight between Drew McIntyre or The Fiend. Now let's remember, Orton already has history with The Fiend when he infiltrated the Wyatt family and burned down the compound back in 2017. Now he is coming off a brutal Hell in a Cell match with Drew McIntyre, who desperately wants his title back, and let's not forget The Miz hold the Money in the Bank contract. Now the last time The Miz had the Money in the Bank contract, he cashed it in successfully on who? Randy Orton. So right now, the WWE title picture is full of excitement and can go any direction at this point. But Randy Orton also needs to focus on his opponent for Survivor Series, because he has never faced a Roman Reigns like the one we have seen as of late. I mean, think about it. He almost killed his cousin. Speaking of Survivor Series, we will once again see the Raw brand versus the SmackDown brand, with champions from each brand colliding against each other, as well as a 5-man traditional Survivor Series style match with a men's team and a women's team repping the brands, alright? Now, the men's team has already started to take shape on Raw, running 3 qualifying matches this week. We have already seen AJ Styles as the first member of the team after gaining a victory over Jeff Hardy and improving his undefeated streak to 3-0 since being drafted by Monday Night Raw. Keith Lee also made the Raw team after defeating Elias with a little help from Jeff Hardy, and Sheamus is the 3rd member of the team right now, defeating Matt Riddle in what I believe was the match of the night. Now, on the women's side, the team is already complete. It has the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions leading the way for Raw. By their side will be Dana Brooke, Mandy Rose, and Lana. Now, Lana managed to make the final spot of the team by winning a fatal 4-way match between herself, Lacey Evans, Nikki Cross, and Peyton Royce. As a big congratulations for making the team, she was put through another announce table yet again. At this point, it does seem like Lana is actually getting a decent push, and I would not be surprised to see her pick up the last victory for the Raw women's team, allowing them to beat the SmackDown team. I'm just curious, where will this push lead to? Another match with Asuka? Last week, she already proved she's clearly not ready for Asuka. But Asuka doesn't have to worry about that right now. She will have a hands full with the new SmackDown Women's Champion, Sasha Banks. That's right, Sasha Banks defeated Bayley at the Hell in a Cell match to claim that SmackDown Women's title. Only problem, this time Sasha will not have a best friend in her corner to aid her in any way when she goes against Asuka one-on-one. We will also see the New Day take on the Street Profits in what should be a great tag team match with awesome promos leading up to Survivor Series. Bobby Lashley takes on Sami Zayn, and Orton and Reigns round out that card for Survivor Series. Alright? So overall, Raw was pretty good. I actually will be enjoying the qualifying matches leading up to the pay-per-view. Jeff Hardy and Elias feud is still going strong, with both of them exchanging guitar shots at the end of their matches. There's no way that their feud going to end in a traditional one-on-one match. Retribution continue to look weak as ever. They lose to the Hurt Business in an elimination style match. Later on, Ali actually stated that, hey, we're not about winning and losing. We'll win, but we made the WWE suffer and shut down our opponents, which they have not shut down anyone yet, so I'm sure this Retribution will probably be trashed sooner or later. Alright, so now it's time to actually get into where we see everything going. Right now, I'm thinking that The Fiend and Randy Orton will probably push forward, but they have to get Drew McIntyre out of the way first. There's no way he's just going to lay down and allow The Fiend to claim that title that he wants back so much. So I figure Drew McIntyre will somehow have an injury, or The Fiend may end up attacking him, causing him to be out of action for a while, which may lead to The Fiend and Drew McIntyre around WrestleMania time. Or maybe a 3-way match with The Fiend, Randy Orton, and Drew McIntyre if Orton doesn't drop the belt to The Fiend before then. With our United States title picture, I'm so happy. It looks like the Hurt Business and Retribution is coming to an end. This is a horrible storyline. I'm so done with it, and I'm happy that the U.S. title is no longer tied up inside of this feud. Bobby Lashley can actually get back to wrestling one-on-one matches. I think it's a lot of good guys on the roster right now that can actually put on decent matches with Bobby Lashley. And if he did decide to drop it, or he does end up dropping it, I hope it's to somebody like Keith Lee and Drew Garza. Those would be guys who can defend the title week in and week out, who's on the show week in, week out regardless. Well, not Andrew Garza. I haven't seen him this week at all, actually, ever since his storyline was scrapped with Charlie Caruso. Next, we have the women's title. I think Asuka's actually in for a pretty long run, because if Lana's the one that's getting the push and they're trying to get Lana for another title shot, there's no way I see her being ready to be Asuka. I don't think she has the star power right now to actually carry that Raw Women's title. I would expect someone like Lacey Evans or maybe Shayna Baszler if her and Nia Jax finally break up out of that tag team. But at this point, I don't see anyone on the Raw roster that can actually compete with Asuka. And for the tag titles, this is one of my concerns when they first did the draft, the tag titles. There are no tag teams on this Raw roster that is competing with the New Day. I mean, The Miz and Morrison are focused on The Miz taking that title away from Randy Orton or whoever holds the title when it's time for him to cash in. Lucha House Party, probably not. I don't think these guys are going to be equipped to beat the New Day right now. So only thing I could see is that they put together a tag team. I was hoping it would be somebody like Jeff Hardy and Matt Riddle possibly get together. I would love to see Braun Strowman and Dabba-Kato and form like a huge, monster tag team with Shane McMahon actually leading the way of this team. And I think that would be pretty dominant and pretty cool. Or we could possibly see the Hurt Business compete for those tag titles, but even still, I don't see them beating the New Day without any help. But they do have the numbers on their side. So let me know what you guys think. Where do you see these storylines going? What storylines do you like that's running right now? What storylines would you like to see happen in the future, the very near future? Drop a comment. Let me know how you will actually build these storylines to come into fruition, all right? The rest of the Raw review and results will be posted in the description below. Make sure you check that out. Also, give us a like and subscribe if you're new to our channel. Remember, our monthly giveaway starts once we reach 100 subscribers. I'm Kato. This is the Raw Replay. Peace.